Hello and welcome to Forever Sports and Forever Rugby. For today's review, France beating Wales 41 points to 28. A try-fest over in France. What a game. And yeah, I think as a Welsh fan, I think there are quite a few positives in that performance. Yes, they have been beaten by 13 points and they conceded 41 points. So it's a bit difficult to sit there saying, well, how are you going to find, any sort of positives in a 13-point loss, especially when you concede 41 points. But I thought there was actually progress there for Wales. I thought there was some very good moments. I thought the first 20 minutes they played and maybe the last 15 minutes they played was actually quite impressive. And I thought there were a couple of nice individual performances. But this French side, especially since they lost to Ireland, have been very good, very disciplined, very accurate. And once again, we saw how dangerous they can be. They started at one stage threatening to go be another 50-pointer. But yeah, before we break the game down, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. It all started early. Where George North actually went over in the 7th minute, damning it in the conversion, and really positive stuff from Wales. A good all-flow game. I think they had 13 all-flows just in the first half. Very impressive from them. However, France struck back from a counter-attack with Dane Penner going over in the 9th minute to Thomas Ramos, who kicked flawlessly the entire game, by the way, adding the extras. It was then Ramos who added the next 6 points with penalties in the 25th and the 29th minute before Jonathan Dante over in the wing went over in the 33rd minute. Thomas Ramos adding the extras to make it a 13-point game at half-time. After half-time, though, you're sitting there thinking, right, 13 points, Wales score first, and they can get themselves back in the game. Quite the opposite, really. Antonio in the 43rd minute, Fiku in the 48th minute, all of a sudden, Wales are 34 points to 7 down. And then you're thinking, right, well, they're very much down and out. But a bit of a resurgence there. Roberts in the 55th minute and Williams in the 65th minute. A bit of a Welsh fight back, 34 points, 21. And then France absorbing the pressure and saying, no, not quite. Penner going over once again at 76th minute. And then a nice little try from Rio Dyer right at the end to grab that bonus point for Wales. If we look at some of the stats, there were 2 penalty goals from France, just the 4 tries from, as well as 5 tries. 4 tries for Wales. Territory-wise, pretty even actually. A lot of the rugby being played, in the sort of the middle of the park. 51% for Wales, 49% for France. Possession, Wales also having more there, 54% and 46% for France. France were very accurate. 3.8 points scored every time they entered the 22, which they did 10 times. Wales, on the other hand, not as accurate. They entered the 22 9 times, and therefore their average point scored was 2.3 per entry. Scrums were very good for France. Wales saw that one scrum win towards the end, but so that'll be a bit of a concern for them because I think that they've got to find a really good front row that can measure up with anyone. If you're going to be really successful, you've got to make sure that your set pieces are good. The lineouts are a couple of mislines for both teams. If you look at the attack, Wales actually running was passing the ball more, but the post-contact meters for France 164 compared to Wales 108. 7 line breaks as well to the 5. 30 turnovers lost by Wales, 12 from France, so pretty even there. Penalties-wise, Wales conceding 8, France conceding 6. Tackles for completion is actually also 88% for both sides, which is quite interesting to see the fact that they were both quite close there. But if you look at some individual performers, carried Antoine Dupont with 9, George North with 9, Justin Tipuric. I thought Justin Tipuric was absolutely tremendous, by the way. I was very, very impressed with him. Line breaks in, Penner broke the line twice, as did George North and Rio Dyer. The hard workers, Francois Close with 18 tackles, Justin Tipuric with 18 as well. Thibaut Flamard, Charles Olivan, and Kale Fiku all making 14, 13, and 10 respectively. We then look at some of the turnovers won, turnovers lost, by the way. George North 4 times. Dominant tackles, Palatia coming out making 2, Dan Bigger with 2 tackles as well. Again, a very good French performance, very polished from an attacking perspective. They'll be a little bit worried about the fact that they did concede 4 tries. And I think that'll be the big takeaway that Wales will take away, the fact that they could score 4 tries. But in the end, France, I think, were just always going to be too good, and that is the case. And now they sort of wait. 13 points does mean that it's not enough to put them ahead of Ireland on points difference just yet. Ireland will need at this stage, will just need a point and to not to lose within 7 points, and they will be the Six Nations champions. That match coming up very shortly. Please smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Stephen. I'll chat to you soon.